Recently, I took Singapore Airlines to Taipei on a school immersion trip with friends. While it was an older aircraft, we will take an in-depth look at both the old and new seats. In my opinion, Singapore Airlines sets the standard for economy class, whether regionally or long haul. But are they still the best? Watch this full flight review to the end to find out. Changi Airport is voted the world's best airport year after year, and it's easy to see why. The airport features plenty of work and lounge areas. There are also new investments like the Jewel, which you can find out more by clicking the top right hand corner of the screen or the link in the description below to check it out after this video. No other way to start a flight, or start a morning or start a flight than with an espresso single shot. Cheers, and cheers to clear skies ahead. After a 30-minute delay, we were finally in the air. Before we have a look at the seat, do consider subscribing if you like this video and hit the bell icon so you're alerted of new videos. Do also follow me on Instagram for daily posts where there'll be more frequent updates of the latest channel activities as well as more pure F-Geek content. Also, for any of you F-Geeks, do check out my new Airplane Productions TV channel where you'll find much more F-Geek content and airplane comparison videos. A link will be in the description below, or just click the top right hand corner of the screen, which will take you straight there after this video. Alright, that's enough of me shamelessly advertising my own channels. Anyway, back to the flight review for you. Now let's have a look at the seats. The seats on Singapore Airlines A330s are old but very comfortable, with many amenities that other airlines do not even provide even on newer seats. They were well padded and supremely comfortable. The seat featured decent recline, and as you recline, the base of the seat slides forward, giving you a more comfortable position. The seats were very wide compared to the narrower seats found on Boeing 787-10 aircraft. However, I did feel that the legroom was slightly lacking, probably due to the thicker seat pocket. Considering this was supposed to be an old regional seat, it provides excellent comfort and features. At your legs, the seat featured a handy pocket with partitions which help you to find spaces to put stuff like earphones or documents. As a result, it was almost impossible to lose anything, something that was greatly appreciated, having lost nearly all SD cards on the Finnair flight with its netted pocket. The main pocket contained the literature packet with room to spare for other items like a water bottle. Above that, there was a large sturdy tray table that proved to be a good working surface. There was also a vanity mirror to ensure you look good or not so good on camera. Only Singapore Airlines provides this. Above that, sat the remote control under the TV screen, which even pivots to ensure a good viewing angle. There was also a cup holder and coat hold, which were both unique to Singapore Airlines. Lastly, the USB port was well placed, and so was the power point. Newer seats on the Boeing 777-300ER and Airbus A350 flying long haul have all the same great features, and adds onto that more legroom and a touchscreen remote and monitor. Even newer seats on A350 Regional, 787-10 and A380 are some of the best in the industry. Here we shall have a look at the new seats in detail. As you could see, the seats had more legroom, which was very generous. The seats are also very wide, even though they are also found on the Boeing 787 aircraft. Just like the older seats, there were the same great partitions and a well-sized seat pocket. The tray table folds out and has the same great unique vanity mirror. More unique features include the cup holder which folds out, the first seats with NFC card readers, and a handy storage area for phones found under the USB port, which was located under the TV monitor. The 3-pin sockets are now also much better placed. The monitor is now upgraded to 11 inches and is also now fully touchscreen, thus there's no in-seat remote. They also featured new seat backs with added support and new 6-way adjustable headrests with a new neck lumbar support feature. These new seats are the best economy class seats in the industry, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this new aircraft with their excellent seats replace the older aircraft. It is worth noting that newer seats on the 787-10 are rather narrow at only 17.5 inches wide, but those are typically used for shorter regional routes. Overall, all seats across the Singapore Airlines fleet are the best in the industry, and the latest seats have the best features that only Singapore Airlines would provide. Here is a brief look at the literature packet. Obviously, do feel free to skip ahead. The in-flight entertainment system was perhaps the biggest letdown of this flight. It is worth noting that newer aircraft did have one of the best IFE systems out there, even if Emirates with its ICE in-flight entertainment system still leads the field. On the A330, the screens were 9 inches and were rather low resolution. That, however, was not the problem. The problem was that the screen was non-touchscreen and controlling it via the remote seemed cumbersome. It was also really hard to get the remote back into your seat. On a positive note, there were plenty of choices both in movies and music with a decent game selection. I launched the game Battleship, but for me the battle was how to even use the remote to play the game. That said, the newer systems had a very intuitive and easy to use touchscreen monitor, which was very high resolution. There were also plenty of choices like the old system, and the interactive route map was excellent, though you still could not preview points of interest like you could on Finnair. There are also no external cameras on any of the Singapore Airlines fleet. Another thing worth noting is that Singapore Airlines does not have live TV on its aircraft, which is slightly disappointing considering that Cathay Pacific does have live TV. Overall, the newer IFE was a great system, even if other airlines like Cathay Pacific do have better systems. The service on this flight was something truly special. The crew were excellent and eager to please passengers. Singapore Airlines is one of the only airlines providing both hot towels and paper menus even in economy. Having flown many other airlines in economy, I can honestly say that the service on Singapore Airlines is on another level. On this flight, breakfast was served. The meal was fantastic and full of flavor, though as some feedback, I felt it would have been nice to include an additional starter or yogurt. There was no ice cream, but as it was early in the day, it was not essential. Singapore Airlines does provide ice cream on longer flights for lunches as a sweet bite. Overall, while Emirates does perhaps have slightly better meals, it is not by much, and this meal was a great way to start the day and better than most European and many Asian carriers, especially considering that this was supposed to be a breakfast. Singapore Airlines does also provide real metal cutlery, which was a great luxury touch. I mean, y'all look it, but this food is way better than, well, what most airlines give you in premium economy. Incredible food. Here are the crew that made this flight so memorable and such a fun flight. So it's now near to the end of the flight. I have all the fantastic crew with me. Do you mind sharing your names?
I'm Jackson.
I'm Jackie. I'm Priscilla.
Yeah, I can honestly say I never have a Singapore Airlines crew, and you know, as I was telling you just now that yes, you can deliver great service in the premium cabins, but I think at the end of the day, what's very important is that you serve economy class passengers well. Yes. And what's your name?
My name is Shuyi.
Yeah, what's in charge?
So I'd like to thank you for the great flight overall. Thank you.
You're Roy.
Yes, I'm
How
Roy.
are you?
Yeah, totally, me too.
So by the way, do you mind if I ask a question? So you work across all kinds of aircraft,
Yes,
So-
you do.
which is your favorite aircraft?
This is one of my favorite.
The A330 is your favorite.
Yeah, because your flight.
I like the 777-300 ER.
Oh,
Yeah, I like 777 as well.
It's very steady.
I like the 380.
Oh, the 380. I think for a passenger, the 380 is definitely the way to go. It's just the most comfortable, and I'm glad that Singapore Airlines continues to invest in the 380 with the new cabin product. Wish that one day, maybe next time, I can try the first class suite. I hope I can. So yeah, thanks for the great service in economy class, and I'm looking forward as well to flying to Adelaide with Singapore Airlines, and it's my first business class flight as well. So I could say I'm quite fortunate, and thank my parents as well for allowing me this opportunity. So thank you very so much.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you.
Well, it's the second time I'm in this toilet. I'm pleased to say it's remained just as clean as the first time. And just realized this as well, they have mouthwash and toiletries. Can I see juice? Thank you. Soon it was time to land, so what did I think of this flight? So, yes, now it comes to the aviation flyer project, and the seats are older than some airlines, definitely, and there's no Wi-Fi on board, but the service more than makes up. And while the seats are old, they're still very comfortable and have all the features that business travelers look out for: USB ports, sturdy tray table, power sockets. However, if Wi-Fi and new seats are important, then definitely do book a flight with the new 787-10 or A350 aircraft, which, by the way, those aircraft will be replacing the A330. If Singapore Airlines can deliver such good service, you should go right ahead and fly it. So that's my very honest and fair opinion, and now looking forward to landing in Taiwan. One thing to add was that I did manage to get filming access, as I messaged Singapore Airlines via email about me filming. However, my relative that tried to film was told off very kindly for it. On my return flight, the cabin crew did allow me to film, but not in the galley. I totally understand this, as on many flights, crew have told me not to film even though there are no regulations on filming. Some cabin crew may be sensitive to this, and they themselves have a very stressful working environment. Despite that, me and my relatives did still receive excellent service. Singapore Airlines sets the standard for economy class, whether on short or long haul flights. Thanks for watching, and if you like this flight review and would like to see more, do hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon, and turn your notifications on so you're alerted of more great aviation vlogs and flight reviews on the way. In the meantime, wishing you clear skies ahead.